What's going on, y'all? This Stu with Throwing the Towel with another Stu hot take. As y'all can see, it's been a crazy week, and it's only Tuesday. We got the trade deadline Thursday, Super Bowl on Sunday, and Dallas has been busy. We had the Kyrie trade just happened a couple days ago. Um, we lose Spencer Dinwiddie and Dodo. We, as a Dallas fan, you hate to see him go. Uh, we hate to see him go. He grew up in the organization 7 years. He went undrafted. He's developed on defense. He's developed majorly on offense, especially behind the 3-point line. He's been putting the ball on the floor a lot more, and he's been a lot more aggressive with the ball in his hands. And you just hate to see it go whenever he's finally starting to pick up that steam and really be a vital piece to this team. But for a player like Kyrie, it's like, it's business. We still got Josh Green and Jaden Hardy, who played very well last night. Career highs for both. Both of them scored 29 points last night. So, it's kind of like a bittersweet moment because, we got Josh Green and Jaden Hardy, who we've been very big on all season, and they're stepping up. Josh Green has been stepping up all season. Jaden Hardy, he just hasn't been on the floor. Dallas doesn't really play rookies like that. Obviously, we play Luka, but we don't really play rookies like that. So for Jaden Hardy to be doing what he's doing, come playoffs, he's gonna be unstoppable. So I kind of just want to break down. I kind of want to start with the trade and go from there and kind of tell you what that means for Dallas. Dallas is looking to make a championship run this year. I think we can all see it. We got Kyrie, and we're not done. From my sources, we're looking to make another trade before the deadline. Dallas, they've been looking at DeAndre Ayton, and I think that's a great move. We've been looking to move Christian Wood and Tim Hardaway. I like Christian Wood. I wish we could bring in another big and be able to keep him, but if we have to, give and take, hey, okay. I feel like DeAndre Ayton will be a solid starter for Dallas at big. Regardless, we just need a solid starting big. I feel like Dwight Powell is more for coming off the bench. He's very active on the defensive role. He can get active on the offensive boards. I like him. I just don't like him as our primary center. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him as a starter, especially when we go into the playoffs. But I like him coming off the bench. He brings energy. He's got some bounce. He's on the defensive end. Last night he was cleaning up. He had a career high in rebounds, 16 rebounds last night. So, the whole team is starting to pick it up. Luka's been down, so it was a great win for us. Luka's been down. Luka should be coming back this weekend. We getting Kyrie. He should be making his debut tomorrow. And, I like what I'm seeing from Dallas, as far as the aggressiveness towards the trade deadline, because it means that we're tired of being slept on. And Dallas is not really the best regular season team, but when we get to the playoffs and we see we got a chance, Dallas cannot be fucked with, especially when you piss Luka off. I've been hearing a lot of things about whether or not this duo would work with Luka and Kyrie. I gotta tell y'all now, it will work. Kyrie is used to working off the ball. Even a lot of people don't know this, but even Luka is used to working off the ball. He played shooting guard in high school, so he's used. He's adapting. He's used to it. It's just we don't see it as much because he's so great with the ball in his hands. So if a guy that's so great with the ball in his hands, of course you want to put the ball in his hands. But now we have Kyrie, so now Luka can kind of rest a little bit more on the offensive side, and hopefully we can get him a lot more active on that defensive side instead of him having to rest on the defensive end and then do all the work on the offensive end. So with Kyrie, hopefully we make another trade. If we get DeAndre Ayton or another big, whoever, hopefully they can come in and be a force on the defensive end because that's what we need the most. I feel like Kyrie can hold his own on defense. Luka, when he wants to play and puts that effort in, Luka is, he's something to deal with on defense because he's got a big frame. He's 6'7", but like 230 or 240. He's a big dude. And let's not forget, that Luka was top 5 in steals for more than half of the season. So let's not just say, oh, Luka's just horrible on defense. Like, you can't be top 5 in steals and be horrible on defense, because steals equal points. You know, they equal fast break points. A lot of people, you got to think about that. Rebounds, they don't necessarily equal points. A steal, you're going to fast break, you're throwing a oop, open three, or you're taking it, and you know what I'm saying? Who knows? But so I think Dallas is really looking to make a run. Like I said, we got Kyrie. I kind of want to talk about what that means. Like, if Dallas is able to retain Kyrie, okay, if we're able to retain Kyrie in the offseason, what's stopping LeBron from coming over to Dallas if the Lakers do not make the playoffs again, or they see an early exit again? What's stopping LeBron from saying, hey, Dallas, y'all got some room for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's stopping him from doing that, especially when he's praised a player like Luka very highly? I've never seen him praise a player like he has with Luka. Y'all heard him. He said he wanted Luka to be the face of his brand. Dude, that's somebody you want to play with. And then, of course, we got Kyrie, another friend and somebody who he's played with before. And I feel like LeBron doesn't want to put in all the minutes he's been having to put in LA. He wants to be able to come in, be a key contributor, of course, but he does not want to be the workhorse. You know, he doesn't want to have to put up 35 minutes a game in order for his team to win. I'm pretty sure LeBron would be good with 20, 25 minutes, being able to just kind of get more rest without the team like, all right, Bron, when can you come back? When can you get back in the game, Bron? Nah, like, Bron he wants to be able to chill, relax, but he wants to win at all costs. And the Lakers just aren't doing that. They have the roster. The Lakers are making signings like almost every day. You know what I'm saying? They have the roster. You got AD, you got Russell, you got Pat, you got Rui Hachimura. I'm sorry if I messed up his name, but you got him. You got solid defense over there, and you got offense too. It's just not clicking. So I feel like if the Lakers are early exit or they don't make the playoffs and Dallas is able to retain Kyrie, I can see LeBron looking and saying, hey, trade me. Trade me. I want to go to Dallas. Trade me. Because it just makes sense. And everybody, they don't want to look at Dallas as the city when it comes to basketball, as that glamorous city. But Dallas is that city. Like, you got to think, Texas is a great state for basketball. The Spurs were dominant in their reign. Houston had a good reign. They were dominant. Dallas as well had their time. So it's like, and then they're coming up on another time where they can also be dominant as well. So you got to think about that. All that factors in. Obviously, people talk about, oh, well, are they going to be able to afford LeBron? Trust me, LeBron, one thing LeBron is not worried about is a paycheck, all right? Because he makes more off the court than he does on it. So LeBron is not worried about a paycheck. He's not worried about taking a pay cut. LeBron wants to win. That's the key priority for LeBron, is to win. And then when Bronny is drafted, he wants to play with Bronny. Understandable, but he wants to win. He wants rings, So that's something to look at, especially with Dallas making the moves that they're making, being as aggressive as they're being. Who's stopping Dallas if they're able to put this and start clicking and able to really put this together and go make a run? Who gets in their way? And so speaking on that, now I want to kind of talk about MVP race. The MVP race, it's looking very biased, and it's just weird overall this year. I've been hearing a lot of arguments that I've never heard when considering the MVP race. I'm hearing roster, who's got the best record. I've never heard any of this get thrown in when we're talking about MVP. Obviously, early in the season, they were saying Tatum is the front runner, like unanimous, like no holds barred. Tatum is the guy. He's going to win MVP this year. Tatum has now dropped in the MVP race. But the thing that gets me is, why is Luka dropping when You know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally watched Tatum have to stat pad in order for him to get 50, 30, or anything like that. I've watched him have to stat pad. Like, the game is over with, team taking their starters out, and Tatum's still out there shooting threes. Is that not stat padding? And once he hit 50, it's like, all right, I don't want the ball no more. Take me out. I got mine. But when Luka scores 50 or when he scores 60, he did it because he had to. It wasn't a stat pad. Like, we were literally dude, when we played the Knicks, when Luka scored 60, we were down 9 points with like less than a minute left in the game. Down 9 points, right? So Luka had to go off. He had to have a great game. And then it went into overtime and Luka had to go do some more. So whenever you look at MVP, how can you not see and say, like, Luka is that guy? Especially with Dallas only winning one game without him in the lineup. Now, the Celtics have a very, very, very deep roster, along with Denver and Philly, too. So I feel like, the MVP race should really be between Joel Embiid and Luka right now. The two top leading scorers. Luka's missed 3 games, so he's kind of trickled down a little bit. But once he gets back, who's to say he doesn't put up 50 when he comes back? That's what he did last time he missed some games. He came back and put up 53. And, like, it had to happen. Anytime Luka scores 40 or more, he has to. You know what I'm saying? Now that we have help for him, he won't have to. But, dude, this is Luka. He can score. He's scoring 30 in, like, the first half in almost every game. He scored 24 in the first quarter a couple games ago. So it's like, when you look at MVP, what are we really looking at? Because whoever's voting, they're just kind of saying, nah, Luka don't need it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to say he is. And I feel like Joel Embiid should be right there as well. I feel like it should be Joel Embiid and Luka, kind of right there. Joel Embiid is having a great season. He's playing defense, great defense. He's playing great on offense. He also has a team. Luka has not had a team the whole season. It's whenever Luka came out the game, Mavericks didn't even look like a real pro basketball team at times. So I feel like Luka's done a lot whenever his team has needed him. He's never had the stat pad. Whenever we take Luka out, like, whenever we feel like we got the game, we take Luka out and we put him down. We like, you go rest, you chill, all right? Because we need you in these next coming games. So it's never a stat padding contest, especially whenever you're lead. He was leading the league in points, top 5 in assists all year, and then he was top 5 in steals. So you got somebody who's top 5 in 3 categories, but yet he's never been top of the MVP race. Why? Tatum has a better roster. I'm trying to figure out, when does roster come in when it's most valuable player award, especially. So it's been a lot of weird stuff going on when we talk about the MVP race this year, because they're talking more roster, more record. Last time I checked, Mavericks were 5th in the West. You talking about record? We got the record. You talking about wins? We got wins. You saying Luka don't play defense? Luka was top 5 in steals for more than half the season, and he's like 11 or 12 right now. So other than points, Tatum is literally top 5 in nothing. Joel Embiid, he's doing this thing. Nikola Jokic, they're trying to throw him back. He's, for some reason, top of the MVP race again. I think he's having a great season, but I think whenever you look at what Luka's doing this year, it's unmatched. Denver is a deep team. Dallas, we're just now starting to get some depth and get a little, a good roster going. So, whenever we talk about MVP, how can you not look at Luka in the season that he's having and not say, yo, he's top 2, and he's not 2. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's been a lot of weird arguments and a lot of weird based arguments going on when it comes to the MVP race that I've never heard before. We're hearing like roster, he got these on this, he got that. I'm like, what? Luka's out there doing it by himself. Oh, well, he doesn't play defense. Well, we need him on offense. So, yeah, he rests on defense. So, because we need him. But for him to be resting on defense and still be top 5 in steals for more than half the season, that kind of says something. But, hey, I've been arguing this all year. They're gonna put whoever they want in there. Um, but yeah, so we talked about LeBron maybe wanting to come to Dallas. I feel like that's a legitimate argument if the Lakers really don't make the playoffs. And we got Kyrie. I feel like the duo with Kyrie and Luka will work. I feel like it's gonna take a little getting used to because you gotta get used to styles of play and everything. But after a while, I feel like what's stopping them? And especially if we make another aggressive trade and bring in somebody who can play on the offense and defensive end, like a center, who's stopping Dallas? Especially with Luka being able to step up and do what he has to do to get us a win. Luka, he wants to win. Luka's competitive edge is like unmatched. Like, dude wants to win. He wants it. And you can see it when he's on the court. You don't score 60 points going into overtime if you don't want to win. You don't do that if you can't score 60 stat pattern. Come on now. We needed that. We were down 9 points against the Knicks with under a minute left in the game. Dude, that doesn't happen much. You know what I'm saying? That is it's just what he does is special. But everybody want to focus on the defensive end, defense that. Well, it's easy for some of these players to go out there and ball out on defense when you're not needed as much on offense for your team. Now with Luka getting some help, now Luka can play a little bit, throw a little bit more effort on defense. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But at the end of the day, Luka's top two in MVP race. You know, him and Embiid is where I put it. So yeah, that's the Stu take for throwing the towel. I'll see y'all when I see y'all for the next take, and we'll talk on deadline day, and then we'll talk on Super Bowl after the Super Bowl. All right, so I'm gonna catch y'all.